bloody muted again. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Yeah, very last minute stream. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah. Basically, we've had a lot of issues today. With the game and with just getting everything done. I grinded out the trailer today. I touched a bit of it up yesterday, but today was the final touch. Is just getting all the video and recordings compiled because yesterday's videos and compiling unusable. Just due to change. Well, it was usable. It's just the differences between that version and the current version were quite different. Which we ran into other issues where, as I mentioned in my Discord server, if anybody's in my Discord server, internet issues. My mate had done like 3 hours of progress that we were not willing to just drop because that progress, hey, you're a good mate. Your late is not your issue, dude. I was the one who was late to start streaming. I only just started streaming as I was writing your message, the message response that I sent. So, don't worry, my dude. But yeah, so the game has been a very big push today, as we've been. Oh, I've done maybe like honestly, we've probably written about 2,000 words today, and then we've had to record the trailer, which they recorded the trailer while I was editing with the footage that I had previously, but the footage had to be redone because I mean, one big thing that had changed was we had now had UI, but then we removed some UI as the amount of feedback that we were getting and stuff to work on was a heap, and then once again we needed to update a lot of it because some of it was just like the game was good, right? It was amazing, but there are just things that we knew as of like 3-4 weeks ago to change, and it was just kind of one of those things. So yeah, the game's not complete. I'm in a call with the guys. I might be dipping in and out. I still wanted to stream because I'm like this is like a big thing for us. But also I had other things that I was wanting to do, so maybe you guys see me just fucking around doing my own thing as well. But I'm here, so I might be in and out, talking to them and stuff like that while we do stuff. But otherwise, yeah. So I'm just gonna double check. Nothing else is happening. Sweet. No, there is a lot. Today was such a stressful day. We've got Ruben currently working on icon for the game, which is looking good so far. We've got what's it called? Got Chris, who's been doing massive work. We had Remy, who unfortunately ran out of internet. We didn't run out. There was a massive outage. We were honestly, we got to well, he was meant to push yesterday. There's a whole story. I'm gonna go through the story actually because it's a really annoying one. First things first, not Remy's fault. Okay, I asked Remy yesterday, "Yo, can you push the game?" Push just being like he's got a version. Any changes he makes his version different to what we are currently sitting on, and then so he's got to push his version, which gives us access to the changes that he's made. So he'd put about 3 hours of changes made into his. Then we ran into the issue where, for story's sake, I'll say he hadn't pushed. And then we're like stressing out. It's 10 o'clock, class started. Or 10:30, class started. Where the fuck's Remy? Is he asleep? We were wanting to get the game mostly done by now, and then come 12 o'clock, shit. Now we've got the tutorial, the trailer done. We've got some of the documentation done. Where the fuck is Remy? Come 4-5 o'clock. Where the fuck is Remy, dude? Like, we knew where Remy was as of I think 3-4 o'clock. He messaged us saying, Wi-Fi down, dude. Because I'm trying to message him, we're all trying to message. He gets back to us and it's like, Wi-Fi down, my guys. And then that was like a couple hours of trying to message with him with Wi-Fi outages and stuff like that. And anyway, he's just like, I pushed it yesterday. We're like, I don't think you did. Can't see any pushes. There was nothing. And then it was just yeah, come, I think, 5 o'clock or so, 6 o'clock, and, we'd finished every bit of fucking writing that was needed. I'd finished my post-mortem, I'd finished, peer reviews and everything. I finished the documents and everything required, presentation, press kit, shit like that. We'd all finished. We're just like, fuck, dude, this is stressful. It's 6, 7 o'clock. We are remless, and we gotta submit it by midnight. It's 7 o'clock. No update on being able to get 3 hours of work, and it's like you could say, oh, well, it's 3 hours of work if you'd started it, for example, 3 hours prior, then you'd be up to date. No, Remy knows what he's doing, unlike the rest of us. Remy has like 2 years of like using GameMaker prior, so his 3 hours is like us 5 hours or so. So, and then we don't want to cut the shit that he's done, which is already fucking good. So there were lots of tricky decisions then, but came out fine. He got his Wi-Fi back at about 7 o'clock or so, and then it turns out, as I said before, the story's sake prior, he did push, technically, as on GitHub and Fork, as soon as his Wi-Fi was up, it said 16 hours ago, Remy pushed an update. Long story short, something happened with Fork and GitHub where, had he pushed, at the time, yes, he did push. There's no denying that. It stated 16 hours ago. It just must have not fully synced with the server, so it pushed, but it didn't sync or something like that. For whatever reason, maybe because of the Wi-Fi outage. It was so frustrating, and then we got Remy to help finish everything. And it's fine now. So now the game is fundamentally complete. We've now got a tutorial, we've got all 10 levels required, got everything. Now we're just adding the final things, and I'll let you guys in on the features we're adding. So there's an icon that Ruben's working on. We've been thinking about the icon. I quite liked the original one that we were going to have, the Pharaoh. The other guys were like, I would rather it be something more towards the game, and that, that's fine, right? So we made the creative decision of not doing that, and we're going to have, maybe the character currently. So, character's going to be it, and Ruben's doing a pretty good job with that. He's just adding a bit more detail to it. I just gave him, I'm just like, bro, just add a bit more detail to it in the sense of, because it's 16 by 16, and, if we give it, make it a little bit fancier, then it'll be nice. Holy shit, sorry. Sorry, I just got, like, fucking 15 messages all at once. How do I... Sorry, I'm gonna have to bring this up on the side. I got 15 messages all at once or whatever from you guys. Which I'm guessing means that I'm not seeing what you guys are saying live. Okay, let me read these out. Sorry, I didn't see any of these. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh shit, where's it gone? Not sure why it's updating. Oh, here we go. I can see it now. It's cut off though. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna have the thing on the side so I can at least double check that nothing's going fucky, but... Alright, let me read out what you guys said, sorry. Meow, I have another question. Will there be a boss? There is no boss. Thank you, Amy, for responding with that. That's the thing. I can't scroll. Oh, something's going fucky. There's been some changes to OBS, and some of it I don't like. So new control live panel, which is helpful, but... Is there going to be a boss? No, there's no boss. We had many plans of a boss. We technically have a character that works as a boss. Not implemented. It technically exists in the game. I can't say how, but it does. No. Once again, that's another feature that might be added later. There's Fleet constantly complaining as usual. Don't be mean. Thank you, Fazrul. So, he's mean to me. I'm never mean to you, Fleet. Yeah, exactly. And shout out Ruben. Big shout out to Ruben. I mean, I was shouting you out a couple times, okay? I keep saying, Ruben's working on a cool logo, okay? Shout out to Ruben, though, on helping us with the game and, getting everything, helping get everything done. Yeah, well, to be honest, shout out to the rest of the teammates as well. all been doing a very good job of just, you know, it's been a very stressful day for us all. I will, you know, let's put it that way, okay? It's been stressful, you know, and I've got bookwork. Ouch. It's been a stressful day, but it's also just really one of those things where it's like, it's stressful. It's really just out of all of our controls. Like, was it Remy's fault? No, he can't control the Wi-Fi, but also something went fucky on Fork's end. It was not his fault. He definitely uploaded it as it said 16. If he didn't publish it, push it, then it wouldn't have said 16 hours ago. So not at all Remy's, and you can't fucking blame the guy. You know, he doesn't choose the Wi-Fi to be out. I do believe it is updating now because I do see cough cough bookwork bitch and oof by Amy. So I assume that it's working now. So not at all Remy's fault. It's just unfortunate situations. And then yeah, but you know, shout out to fucking the guys. You know, Remy, nice work, dude. You've done big work. You know, even today, he didn't have much time today because of all the fucking, you know, it's so hard to communicate with him. But just due to fucking lack of Wi-Fi, and you know, he would have to just fucking look to see us, and you know, you constantly don't want to be using up all your data, right? So you gotta pick and choose. So yeah, shout out to him for fucking getting those tutorial things done. Like that was like the one thing I've been wanting for the last couple of weeks. So the fact that he's gone and finished it is like genius. Thank you, Chief. And then like, you know, shout out to everybody like Chris for adding these final touches, dude. That yeah, the bookwork god, Amy, bookwork sent it my way. Indeed. Yeah. So I'm gonna quickly, I think, go to the bathroom, but otherwise, I'm going to start working on some shit after this, though. So I'll be right back in a minute. Let me be right back. Might have to. Oh, you might have to send some fucking Unity shit to Mongoli, dude. Your team is actually useless. I'll be back in a minute, though. I'm back. Let me read this. My eyes are just terrible, so reading anything at like somewhat of a distance. Not happen. Fun fact: the computer at school runs like shit with Unity, but we all know that the computers at school are not great. Those ones are pretty good, but it's also like, well, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mix of that. Like the thing is, you guys don't have SSDs or anything. It's all like shit hard drives that are like remote. So trying to do anything on those is terrible. And then bit too out of date on the Verish. Oh, I don't know if you guys are in the good room. That like in any of the good rooms with the 3080s, they should be pretty in date. I guess is a good word. But you guys are not in the 30 room 10. Oh, were those the fucking shitters? If those are the shitters, then I'm surprised at you guys. Well, if it means anything, Unreal would have run worse. I don't think Unreal could even run on the Room 10 ones, really. And then, once again, one thing that I never really mentioned, and I'd be interested to know, but I doubt you'd probably know too much about it. Do you know if you guys are doing URP or HD URP? Which stands for Unity something pipeline, and then there's obviously HD in a Unity something pipeline. I believe it is. I might double check that, but Oh, it's HDRP, which is high definition render pipeline. Not then there's just URP, which is, I'm guessing, just, oh, it's universal, not Unity. It's universal render pipeline, and then high definition. Basically, HDRP is Unity's attempt at getting visuals as close as they can to Unreal without having full-on Lumen and Nanite and all of its mumbo-jumbo. The frame rate they got is like 15 frames per second. It's so gross to look at. Yeah. And is that with or without, you know, trying to play the game in VR? I'll tell you now, even with that, if they optimize it and had good meshes, maybe it'd be fine. That's in VR. Well, at least it's in VR and not trying to run it naturally. Ruben's sending out. I'll see if I can share my screen without showing anything. See if it feels sick. Yes, you would. Looks sick, my dude. I like it. It just adds a bit more depth to it all, which is nice. Yeah. Just getting into because we've been thinking about logos for the last couple of days, and because we had the Pharaoh, which I liked, but the Pharaoh doesn't really fit because we don't have it. The Pharaoh being what would be the boss if we added that Phaz rule, by the way. But no, it looks good. He made the face, and I'm like, oh, it looks good. I feel like we could do a bit more in terms of just adding a bit more depth and fanciness to it. So he's obviously gone ahead and yeah, and now it looks a lot better. So that's good. The new seal. Ah, shit. There's my character. Bam, dude. Bam. Any more? Let me see. I mean, you run into a tricky thing of, like, you don't want to add too much to it, right? And make it a thing. If you wanted, potentially, like... Yeah. I mean, you could play with adding something to, like, maybe in the more, like, nothing really happening areas. But it's a fine line of looking good and being too much. So you could try it, and if it looked goofy, just Control Z. Or you could just leave it at that and say, you know, it's already good. It's already a good improvement. Up to you. It's something you could do, but just because you do it doesn't necessarily mean it would look better. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would be easy to fuck it up. Or not fuck it up, but make it look worse. I try to look weird. Leave it at that then. I would, like... Even like, that looks weird. No, I think it looks good. It's better. But I more look at it more so at our capabilities than anything. So, maybe it looks a little goofy, sure, right? But it's probably the best that you and I are probably going to get out of it. Why did it say 1 minute? My guy was playing for like fucking, he recorded like a way long video, dude. 30 minute. Anyway, do I still have Substance? Yeah, I have had Substance open for like the whole day. 13 hours, dude. We've been in like a call for 13 hours straight. Yeah, we've been in a call for 13 hours just finishing everything up. Well, I mean, I look at it like 13 hours sucks, but it's better than 13 hours of... Oh, here's the gameplay trailer. Yeah, it's just alright. Oh, I never cut these, but there's some natural cuts, so it's fine. I don't think I ever saved that, so I'm glad I didn't delete it. There wasn't too much to the trailer. The trailer was fine. The trailer was just so annoying trying to post-mortem and stuff. I mean, I could talk to you guys about my post-mortem if you want, but otherwise... What else do we have? We got my character, mummies, and a couple other things in the game, and if you find it, let us know, because it's something cool and funny that we've added extra. But if you don't, maybe might have to do some looking, you know, if you want to find it. We got dancing mummies. Very nice, very nice. Don't save that. That's just the logo, which wasn't actually what I was wanting to find. Nothing else I probably need with A-Sprite, to be honest. Then Game Maker. Let's reload. I haven't checked the latest one, so I'm going to quickly check the latest one. I know that we've got a couple of nice things. So yeah, it takes a minute to load these days because fucking... You know, when you got rooms... You guys haven't seen this. There's been a lot since... When you got rooms like room 10... Yeah, this is out of order. I don't like that, but it's something 7, 8. I've double-clicked that, by the way. This is just frozen. Like, there we go. On, you know, and I have a good PC, so that takes me, like, fucking 10 seconds to load. Ruben tried fucking loading it. It took him, like, 5 fucking minutes. You know, it can take... This is quite ridiculous. Also, loading, like, trying to zoom, it's not great. Like, zoom, there's delays, dude. Shit's like, you know, this is 2576 with, like, each thing here is a sprite, you know? There's a lot of sprites and shit. Yeah. Anyway, we've added a lot of extra stuff. I'll see if I can play it, maybe. But... So we've got 10 levels now, and we've got a tutorial. I'm not too sure what build I'm on. I don't believe I'm on the latest build. We've got finishing touches. Okay, so I'm on Remy's one, which isn't the latest one. Almost the latest one. Let me... 11? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Just... that's not issues with Game Maker itself. We can play the actual music. So we've now got, you know, tile screen music, bowler, nice, nice. Just gonna turn this down a bit because it's probably nice sound. I think for you guys, I believe. I think that's what you guys say. It's nice. So I mean, you know, all the credits and everything's in here. There's only a couple of things that I would say I wish that we could change, but it's gonna be one of those things. The font that we use could be better, okay? We've made some last minute changes to introduce new fonts, but it's not worth really changing these. That might be something that we may do after the case if we have time and we have stuff. Otherwise, unfortunately, for anything important, the font has been changed to be a bit more fitting, which you may recognize, Amy. Not by my choice though. The big man, Remy, found a good one. So running through the tutorial. Assuming this is the right build I'm on, would be the key thing. We've finally fucking done it, dude. We have finally done it. You don't know how fucking, like, excited I am. I haven't played this. I've been wanting this implemented for, like, the last 2 weeks, and I've been pushing and pushing and pushing, going, come on, guys, we gotta add this. Not just for me. We've had this as feedback. Ever since the first bit of feedback. This has been here, okay? The first build that we've gotten. We've wanted this for a very long time, okay? So... I'm so happy for it to finally be in here. We have new tutorials! No, well, yes. We have text, finally! We have, like, actual, you know... I'm gonna move my webcam away, but you can probably read it. Sorry. We have text. Now, is it perfect implementation? No, we had other ideas for things that would work better. Yeah, that would be better. We completely ran out of time, dude. So, this is amazing, though. So, we finally have it. If you're lost, just read the text. You know what I mean? The other thing was going to be very, you know, you complete an action, it unlocks the next text, stuff like that. Way too long. We sort of have this for now. Like, oh, not for now. We have this now because it actually works. This is a lot better than fucking what we're gonna, you know, what we're gonna have to deal with if we didn't have this. This was gonna be fucking, it just exists, right? And you walk and it just, you know, it would be something like over here or over here. Kind of shit. Okay? We now actually have text that, you know, plays, it tells you what to do, you know. It's good. If you touch your mummy, you'll lose health. Press left mouse button to shoot towards the cursor. You got that. You know. There are 3 white dots above the player represents your shots. If you run out of shots, you'll have to wait for more. Which is, you know. So, try shooting the mummy. Mummy can't see you, they'll stop chasing you. So, one thing that we quickly did, he doesn't chase you anyway. Teleport works both ways. I don't actually know what this actually says. Each level there's more coins, so maybe hit aim to collect all coins in each level, which becomes relevant once we reach the next one. Room. So we just gotta collect all the coins. Oh no, they're stuck. Bam, bam, bam. It will open once you have all the coins. Really? I didn't know that he added that. That's cool. Generally, we have the exit only open when that is, but he's added it so you effectively, he forces you to collect all the coins, which is good, because then it's really getting you used to collecting the coins, which is nice. So that's a tutorial. It's been cut down by a lot. You may see in the tutorial, sorry, let me just read what's up. It has to be a square, sorry. The thing is that we're all working with pixels have to be square based. So yeah. But also, I gotta be honest, dude, we are unfortunately stuck with, this is due in literally under 2 hours time. No changes outside of like the final touches that are getting done. So things can always be changed in the future, but for now everything is the way that it is and we're all pretty happy with it. But retaining consistency works a bit better in regards to the squares, unfortunately. Ignore the fact that I have these all completed and stuff. There is a way to delete my save. I could do that. I'll just tell you now, I do not want to rerun all of the fucking missions, you know, to unlock them all. Okay? So, these will start off a lot. I don't have any examples of it, unfortunately, but imagine them. So, I do also want to preface... Ruben posted the fucking icon into issues instead of art. I'm like, it's not an issue. No. So this will be uploaded into the itch.io page and the game show. We have it in game show and itch.io. I don't know if that's in the game trailer. I need to double check that. I don't think I put it in the trailer. Anyway, if you want to search some cube pixel art sprite inspiration, then you should check out Shattered Pixel Dungeon. Once again, sorry my chief, we are pretty much chopped out of time to add anything to the game or change, but I'll check it out regardless. Shattered Pixel Dungeon. Looks interesting, looks interesting. Yeah, I mean, the only thing really would be, this is a tricky truth that I never really, found out until, you know, having to fucking get forced into doing pixel art and shit. Turns out there's lots of rules in pixel art, and as similar as pixel art actually is, there's a major discrepancy between them. So maybe we do something in the future. No way, what the fuck? Sorry. There was a feature added that I had no clue about. What the hell? Thank you, Jay. Did he even say that he did that? Oh, he did. I missed that. Okay. There was something that we were going to add that, maybe not a while ago, as of, I guess, early this week, was going to be when we were going to look at adding it. Oh, let's not do that. It's already running. Basically, when you're in a different level, on the top right, you now have the star showing, you know, if you complete. My build's not up to date, so there's no actual there's no tutorial stating what the stars are, but there's going to be a tutorial over here. So the stars being, you know, this one, I don't know the stars in this. I think it's completion, health, or maybe it's completion, health, and all coins collected. By completing the level, you always get the first star. So, let me rate these guys. Beetle go, boom. There's so many nice things that we've added to the game since. There we go, now we got 3 stars. I'm surprised I only have 3 stars this. There we go. Okay, there's... Yeah, the beetle bomb's nice though. There's... Okay, that's interesting. There's just stuff that I didn't know that we added that was fucking, like... You know, it's one of those things where you're just like, man, we wanted this for a while. We had no clue about this. Of the walking animation. Thank you, Chief. It is pretty funny. There's a lot, I'll tell you now, there's a lot of stuff that we've added since that is like... The last 2 weeks of this project, let's put it this way, have been major work put into it. Like, we have... Like, stuff that we've been like, dude, we want to add this. This is going to be hard to add. We're going to just like... If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. And it's just really nice looking at it now and going, fuck, okay. This is done, you know? We've got it going. You know, this is looking... Sorry, there's some download that I need to quickly do. Tim Blazers, replace that. Sorry, I'm just updating the press gun. We have a press kit, so there's so much that we had to do. Turns out we might have not needed to make a press kit. We're not too sure. It's not directly specified and stated in another occasion in the documentation of what to do, but then we're kind of told in another class that you probably have to do it, and it's like sort of mentioned, sort of not. It's not called press kit, even though in every other thing it's called press kit, but this is just, you know, you got icons, stuff like that, you got screenshots, you got some artwork, logo, stuff like that. All the important shit. So, but yeah, there's just so much nice shit. Like, it's just really nice that we've kind of done it. Oh, they've even added this as well. Which you guys, I don't think, see. I'm going to boot it up, though. You've got Ruben's awesome title animation, which you don't see. You guys missed the title animation. Basically, there's a title animation that plays, and it's been like, you know, it sort of gets cut off because OBS is a bit goofy and, you know, doing all this shit. Basically, there's, although it's a black screen, it's not black on my screen. There's like full on, you know, our logo and stuff like that, and then it's like fucking, not our logo, but it's, you know, and then it's got, you know, the Tomb Pleasers version. There's, it's all cracking and there's vines growing at the start, and then it's, I animated this, I think, yesterday, I think it was. I spent longer than I was planning to. You don't want to know how long it was to animate this. I did, I think, 5 frames of it, 5 or 6 frames for it, and then I'm like, this is way too fast, and there's no, like, shiny thing that I thought looked cool. So I'm like, okay, time to add more frames. Sprite has the annoying issue that you fucking, if you want to add frames in between frames, you have to fucking duplicate the frames, and then duplicate the next sort of frames, and then duplicate, so it's like, you need to add, like, for example, if you want to add something like 3 places in the middle, you have to add, like, I mean, I can fucking show you, to be honest, dude. This shit is, like, the most frustrating thing. Like, you wouldn't fucking know. Yeah, let's just go 16 by fucking 16, for example. You know, we've got, let's just say, you got line, you know, duplicate cells. Oops. Yeah, you kind of gotta go fucking. I don't know if there's a way to. I don't know how to add cells. I don't even know how to duplicate, because Sprite animation is kind of like, you know, a bit shitty. And you know, you're looking fancy. Delete that and just go something like that. I don't know if this is right, but so now you got your nice animation, right? Easy beans. So let's just say, you know, oh, I wanted to add an extra frame in between, you know, 2 and 3. So I'm like, okay, you know, how about we duplicate frame and try shove it in between. So you make sure you select it, grab the fucking corner or whatever. Man. Oh no, it is working. Yeah, so you can't put it in fucking between. You can only replace. And now we've replaced it. Okay. Well, that's helpful now. Let's try duplicate this frame. Surely it will add an extra one to the end. You know, and make sure it all works. Duplicate. Where's the 3rd frame gone? It's just overwritten it, so now you have to go. It is fundamentally like a major issue. Even Adobe's a bit better. Yeah, the animation itself of Sprite is fine, but it's, yeah, it could be, in terms of the timeline aspect of it, it could be better. But Sprite itself, when it comes to, you know, you're not good, like, there's no tool better at, you know, pixel shit, right? Than fucking thing. Than this. The animation tools could be better though. I did get a couple extensions for it that do make it a little bit better. One of them I don't entirely know how to work. I did get another one that changes the frame rate, because you can technically change the frame rate, but changing the frame rate doesn't work the way you think it does. Changing the frame rate is fucking... You have to change the amount of milliseconds each frame lasts instead of, you know, this runs at this FPS. So, yeah, it's kind of shitty. I don't know how much I want to show of the game. I think I'm just going to leave it there. Only because I look at it like... I really like our game, okay? We've spent I mean, I don't think there's a way to completely just tell you exactly how much time we've spent. So we've had effectively 5 or 6 weeks to work on this. In those 5 and 6 weeks, I have not gained, 250 hours, but in terms of exclusively when I've had Game Maker open, I've done, this will be, I think, 130 hours of just Game Maker open since we've started this project. I was at around 120 hours after after my first project. So this is 130 hours of work, just myself in Game Maker. This excludes, bear in mind, this is a 5 person project, so you'd times that, in terms of the work produced, times that by fucking, 5, right? 5 times that. So you fucking math that. This is over 500 hours of fucking group work. If you combine, like, work combined, I should say. Then there's Ace Right was sitting at about 30 hours. Now we're at almost 130 hours. Fucking shit like that. Like, over the past, Um, but yeah, I mean, even to put into perspective, looking onto my thing, you go look at it, 200 hours in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, a fucking 200 hours. Oh my god, homie's been gaming, dude. Not been gaming, dude. We have been gaming, but a lot of this isn't gaming. Like 70 hours in the past 2 weeks. That's 35 hours each week. Into Game Maker. Bear in mind, I want to state this or so. Preface this: 4 hours of class time. Each week we have 4 hours of class time. For the 4 hours, I'm not even spending all that time in Game Maker. Because we've got questionnaires to fill out, right? We've got documentation to do, So you kind of put that in perspective. The amount of time outside of fucking, this, we're putting like this is like a fucking job almost, dude. Job fucking 40 hours a week, dude. 35 hours a week, just working on this game. Like, oh. And then of that, 56 of Ace Fright, shove that in half, 25. Did I always have Ace Fright while I had Game Maker? Not necessarily. That's more fucking hours. Now we're probably at least at 40 hours, including all my other shit, you know what I mean? This isn't just me, right? This is all the other guys as well. The amount of time we put into this project is fucking insane, right? So we've put a lot into this, dude. It's one of those things that's like bittersweet, You put a lot of time, you put a lot of effort into it. It's fucking lovely, right? I'm really happy with the thing. The result was much better than I was even hoping. Like, it's sort of hard to think back because we've done so much within the weeks. Like, you have other assessments. This is one assessment out of 6 other assessments due. We had traditional art, we had 3D, we had task journals, We've also had fucking, your fucking individual submissions, shit like that, right? There's so much work into this, and like, this is only like a very small portion. Like, we only started adopting this task log we only started really adding this to this like fucking 2 weeks before we were done. This was just because we're like, shit, we've got 2 weeks to go, what the fuck do we need to do? This was exclusively for me to come up with like shit that needs to be done, you know what I mean? Look at all this, like, probably about here to about here, the last fucking 2.5 weeks of work. We've been pumping out all these. You got level, teleport animation, pause menu, mummy, dummy, which isn't literally it. Room locking, like the room stuff. You got push block art. You've got end exit stairs because we had to remake that. Shooting, reloading, rework. This was all done last week, right? These are all last week. I can tell you that now. Obviously, some things didn't get implemented, like, implement Pharaohs, didn't have the time, right? Show star progress apparently got finished, so I can green tag this, And we can just name it as Remy, because apparently Remy worked on it, even though I had no fucking clue. Um, we, I think Chris is in the works of doing this. I'm gonna exit sound we scrapped because it's not enough time. You know, this could work. Yeah. It might be nice. We might edit later if not, but no. I'm going to quickly be right back. I'm gonna mute up stream. I'm happy this one got completed though. Complete. Ruben. I'm gonna mute up just so I can quickly talk into chat for like 5 seconds, just double just gauge where they are, because I don't, we still only have 1.5 hours before this is due, so like I'm gonna be right back, see where they're up to. If they're close, then I might see if I can get the final build and then export it, do all that mumbo jumbo, and get everything all sorted. Otherwise, be right back. Sorry. I'm gonna leave you with some music though. Sorry, I cannot leave you with music because I'm going to unmute myself, and otherwise you're going to hear me talking. So, I'll be right back. Sorry. Dude, I've been talking for like the last 5 minutes. So I must have unmuted the desktop audio and not the fucking audio capture. This is amazing. Lovely. I was just doing some work where basically we have an ICO file. Fine, you know, wumble dumble. Run into the issues when you import it into Game Maker and try to use it as the icon, like the logo. It turns blue. So I think I've had that issue before, and I think the fix was converting a PNG to ICO for some reason works outside of just using whatever method I originally used for icon. I think that was the only method that worked. I should probably not fucking show a bunch of random shit. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm gonna quickly mute up again, but I'm not closing my stream, so you guys can watch what I'm doing. I don't need to speak through this. I've been wanting to redo something effectively. I a while ago made a lightsaber, and I've been meaning to touch it up. It's not perfect. I believe, apparently, I originally used Substance Painter. I had no clue what I was doing in Substance Painter, so just in the background you're gonna see me fucking around in Substance Painter. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly mute up again, sorry, just to see, but at least it's not gonna be boring black screen. Well, not black, but you know what I mean. So I'll be back in a minute. I just need to just let them know. Okay, my mic should be unmuted this time. There's more issues when it comes to the screen shake. Basically, if the screen shakes, yeah, but a lot of our things hit the border effectively of the screen. So if it shakes, but you're already at the border, then it fucks up the screen shake. So just due to how he made it and due to how screen shake works, it kind of fucks it a little bit. That, yeah, nobody could predict that really. But I mean, you could arguably predict it if we'd done it before. We hadn't. So, but it's all good. Sorry. So right now I'm just trying to port this into somewhere that I can recognize. Suggestion. What's this? Can you hear me, you guys? It says the audio stream's current bitrate is 0, is lower than the recommended bitrate. Well, 0 wouldn't usually work. Okay, weird. Mine's just going fucky. It just says audio current stream's bitrate is 0. I mean, if it was 0, you guys wouldn't be able to hear me. So, not sure what that's about. I'm sorry. Okay, glad that you can. Delay. No, it wouldn't be delay, no. That, like, the bitrate is, like, that's, like, you wouldn't be able to hear me at all. It's, like, the same as if my thing turned into, like, one big pixel because of, like, crazy. A little bit right. It's looking very good, you guys can see. This is a little bit of... Oh, it's quite big at the moment. Still being worked upon. Still being worked upon. Hopefully it gets a bit more refined within time. But there's not much time. I gave him like the last point. The point of no return is... Really don't like the camera shake, yeah. The camera shake's gonna be worked upon, but it's too much at the moment. Sorry, I'm gonna mute up just to recommend making it a lot smaller. No, I just said to make it a bit smaller because at the moment, when he's like, you know, getting close to completion right now, he's just moving all the things. I said the last we want to leave it is like 1:15 because you have to submit it, and if other people submit at the same time, sometimes your submission takes like an hour to submit, or 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So you never want to leave it to last minute. So. Sorry, let me... It's all on my hard drive, so this is always a bit slow. Yeah, we're adding features in the last, you know, bit. There's not much you can do really in regards to... Interesting. Whoa. rigging. Ugh. I was wondering where it was. UV. So we eat orange shells. Stack similar. Some of this is just fundamentally fucked in terms of its UVs. But it might be fine. Like, these aren't great, but... And like, that's not great here. Whoa. For some design decisions that I've got no clue what the fuck I did and why. Shouldn't need that. So, sorry, I need to check back one of the chats I was talking to. Apparently some of my mates stumbled across the video. And I think we were in the middle of a conversation and I left, so... Now we're all good. Like, this isn't really game ready, but... Well, I mean, it technically is, just very high. Yeah. Unfold. Live. Is that split in half? You're joking. Oh, you're joking. Fuck. So, this smart guy already... Of course I did. I don't know why I didn't think I did. Of course I had a cut in here, because if I didn't, then how the fuck was it UV'd? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how else would it work? So let me just quickly say this, right? But there might be some that I can remove. Like these, I don't think need to, because if it's just flat, you're not going to need it. So that. All good, you're good. Oh, it's looking much better. You can probably see by this that it's looking much better. That's much better. Wait for it. Bam, that's good. It is kind of satisfying, you know, when you got good UVs. Sorry, it was just a bit weird. Everything's there. Let's orient these. Oh, not orient these. Put them in the good positions. Just gonna grab these. May not see what I'm doing here, sorry, but it's something that I can only really do on one screen. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Straightening these wouldn't make much of a difference. Make it easier to stack. The amount of knowledge that you get from these things, like over time. What's this? Let's straighten this. Will this look good? Yeah, I mean, that's just me. Like, there's things that you're just like, oh, I don't know why this exists. It can't. Oh, joking. I'll be back. Sorry. Sorry. It's that time when there's like a trillion moths that decide to climb in to my room, and I hate it. Update to ditch. Thank you, Chief. Sorry, let me. See. Yeah, I got a lot of shit. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be back. We're getting very close to the thing, so I just want to make sure that everybody's, up to date. Check everything's all good. You might see some fancy stuff going on my screen, maybe not. We'll see. But mute up again. Sorry while I do this. It's very important. Sorry, quick update. I'm gonna be we're completed. It's still not up on itch and Game Jolt, okay? I'm gonna upload that now before it even hits 12. But we are submitted. That's the more important part done. You don't know how much it alleviated the fucking stress, dude. Like, Naomi was updating the readme, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to submit it, because sometimes this shit takes like an hour to submit. So we got fucking lucky. That was quick. Anyway, I'm gonna keep updating this. Oh, you're doing the itch? Ruben's up with the itch. I'm going to send you the... I'm going to do the game jolt. I'm going to quickly send you one last thing, okay? I want you to specify this, Ruben. Installer and zip, okay? I'm going to send the installer and utilize this installer. The only reason for this is some people don't like the warning signs and shit of, you know, watch out, Windows Defender, yada, yada, yada. Installer doesn't have that issue. If people prefer to have the installer, they can have it. So it just alleviates that. I'm gonna sweet. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself up again. Sorry. Oh, you have the installer. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, sorry about the chaotic stream, you guys, today. That has been chaotic. Yeah, no, sorry about that. Just today's just been very stressful, and you know, making sure we want to get the Sorry, I'm just gonna publish this. Oh, I will make you meow. You already know, dude. Dude, the amount of stress alleviated from having all this complete. Whew. We were cutting that close, might I say. Sorry, I'm just updating everything, you know, with it being finally fucking complete. You know, we've got the itch page is out. Feel free to download it. Feel free to play it. I'm not going to be playing it on stream. You guys can find out the game yourself. I do want to say, though, we may have plans in the future for new features, extra stuff, minor stuff. Keyword might, okay? I think we have Ruben and myself definitely, maybe the other guys. We've kind of run through a couple things. I don't want to say anything and then nothing happen, you know. But if you feel bad, yeah. But we have ideas, which I'm not going to leak. I'm not going to say to nobody outside of our group because if this, like, you know, if we decide to, you know, do some of the plans that we have, any of them, like one of the ones that I have in mind, like the key one that I have, might be maybe not as big as this release, but it's going to be very big, especially for us, as you know. So, we'll see. Don't want to spoil anything. Maybe do it, you know, if everything goes well. Maybe shit hits the fan and doesn't. So I don't want to outright go and say that, you know, we're going to do something when something doesn't happen, then everyone's like, oh, fuck. So, but anyway, for now, you know, just you know, you're interested in playing, you know, our 1.0s are here. We might do stuff like Screen Shake. As you saw, we were working, well, we, and as in, like, Chris and them, and some of the rest of us were, like, trying to give them values and shit, to work with, and then, it kind of didn't really come out too well. It was not necessarily bad. We ran into the issue where basically it would have been fine. It's just when it shook, it wasn't centered. So it would go to the side, it would be a little shake and then go back. That wasn't right. We tried. He tried literally everything. It was like pure math shit, dude, trying to get it to be centered. It wasn't working no matter what we tried. We were at the point where I'm gonna hit the hey, dude. Thank you, dude. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, catch him. We got this presentation to do, and we're gonna fucking do good at this shit, okay? This shit's gonna be gangster. We're gonna be the best fucking team with this shit. Have a good one, though, Chief. No, yeah, this one's gonna be good. Been very stressed, though. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. It's been very stressful, but yeah, this will be good. So, I think yeah, the presentation. Thank you. I think expectation-wise, I don't expect this game to do like anything amazing, right? Like, realistically, it's a small group. Is it a fundamentally pretty complete game? Yeah. I mean, are there issues? Yes. Do we? Most of the issues that we know of, uh, like most of the issues that you'll run into, dude. Like I've mentioned, we've played this game so many times, dude. Like, here's the funny thing though. We've played through this game a lot. There's one level that I can't complete. I've tried it once. That's only once, you know. I think I don't think I think I might have restarted once due to it. I think there's one issue that we have that's noticeable. I will preface it now. We have a system, so adding a system to push blocks is hard, okay? And getting it to push blocks into different things is harder, dude. So, like, into little tiles is even harder than getting it to push blocks. We got the push blocks, well, Chris got the push blocks within, like, the first day. Getting it to move into the tiles, even harder. We have the issue where any box adjacent to the player, when pressing space, it will push them in the opposite direction. That works as intended. If you have a block beside you, it's going to also push that block. That can fuck you over, okay? We know about that. It wasn't an issue for this 1.0 release, okay? The 1.0 release is every feature, you know, good. If there's minor bugs, minor issues, you know, is what it is. This was a minor one. We may fix it in the future. I don't want to promise that. That's one thing that I can say that we acknowledge, and I do want to say that we acknowledge and that it's something that will be prevalent. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. It is what it is, indeed. It's kind of the way. The issue is if we want to fix that, it would kind of result in us maybe needing to completely rewrite the movement system for the blocks. That has been rewritten a couple times over already, dude. So having to rewrite it another time when we have more important features, it's one of the things as a team leader, myself, and as a group, you know, I'm team leader, you know, and I'm just like, guys, you know, we have these things to do, you know, we've got a fucking task log to do, you know, we've got all the shit. I mean, I got lots of fucking shit open right now. You already know that's all fucking stress shit as well. Like, we have fucking so much shit, like this, you think is all the shit that we've done? No, dude. This. Okay. 19 pages. Documenting literally every single feature that we've added. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a fucking shit ton, okay? Ruben? Misspelt. Triple. Oh, he's got the capital letters. I never fucking touched that up. Actually, I don't think that's in our submission anyway, so I think we're fine. It's fine anyway, because it's kind of going to be one of those things. But my thing's actually broken because I have just too much shit going on. I want to double check this, but I think it's fine for the one that I downloaded. But because I don't recall, he was working on the logo when I was doing this. I believe this is fine. Whew. It does have the extra one on accident, but outside of that, it's fine. Okay. There are times when I have to rewrite and redo some things that Ruben writes. So that would have to be rewritten. So luckily, not meaning that in a rude way there, Ruben. But that would have had to be touched up. There's a bit of the issues there. Yeah, otherwise everything should be all good. There are a couple mistakes throughout, but it's about as good as you're gonna get. So there's all this, like, oh man, there's so much. Fucking scripts. This was a script itself, like for the fucking, you know, 2 and a bit pages of fucking things. A lot of this got cut out as well, changed, stuff like that. It's just for like the tutorials, fucking. You know, you got the game dev document. Ruben and I have been working on this for like the past like 3 days trying to pump this one up. This is a bit of writing, but it's not. A lot of this is images, of course, but got all of our presentation. That's our old presentation. This was our pitch. This is funny. I'm gonna go over this just for the sake of it. you know, core experience. What is the intended? I haven't read through this in ages. Bear in mind, a lot of this is being being done in this week. Okay, this week, because this week has been a lot of very coder focused. The issue you run into with a lot of these is artists can only keep doing. It's very way thing. Coders kind of struggle to do stuff when they don't have anything. They require artists to have things. Artists kind of oftentimes have to wait for coders to implement things because we can keep giving the coders shit, but then that just backs everything up. You know what I mean? So, you kind of run into, oh shit, you know, like we've just given, like, we ran into this especially for this one where we gave them like a trillion fucking pieces of art, you know. Then you'll see, like, we have a whole thing here, yeah. Like, we have final assets loaded. We've got missing assets. There was honestly about 10 to 15 assets missing. Yeah. And that was simply because we just had so much shit that they're trying to add features, which was required, right? So it wasn't like a case of, they were behind. No, they were not at all behind. They were adding a lot of very important features. So, shit just gets going. So, let's see. What was our original experience? I believe we stayed true to this pretty damn well. This was our original pitch. It's not anything fancy. It's nothing crazy. This was kind of... We had literally, I believe... We literally had a day to work on this. Only one fucking day to write this. So, this is very last minute. But, the core experience of Tomb Raider is primarily basing around its Sokoban style. You will go around and move shields. Shields. We don't have shields. And objects to gain access to treasure. There's no treasure anymore. There will also be enemies that can drop keys, no keys, which will unlock hidden areas. There sort of are hidden areas, yeah. But the hidden areas are, you have to explore generally, not so in that sense. And the final gate, which will be required to finish the level. As you can see, these sorts of things, it's really interesting going and seeing what the original pitch is and what the finalized version. Is the pitch necessarily better or as good as what the final game is? There will always be things that change. These things have to change because they kind of have to in order to fit the thing, but also to make things like we could have made it exactly to this, but also if we added that, we would have cut a lot of features. And getting it to work was such a bitch. Like a lot of the features, if you're like, this feature seems a little bit goofy. Not much of it's goofy, okay, but of anything that could be goofy, it's like that because that was like the only way we could get it to work. So yeah, each level will increase in difficulty. The only other thing that we could have wished to do would be change up the level order. Some levels were a little bit out of order and could have been better. It's still fundamentally fine. The teacher, when he last reviewed it, he last reviewed it on last Friday, so almost a week ago. We've added a lot since, but he hadn't also seen... I can't know. It was 2 weeks ago when he said it was a 60 or 70. He said this will be a 60 or 70, which will mean it will either be like a B or a high B. Something in the B's, but which we got from on our last game actually, on our board game that is. So, and I think we've done significantly better with this. So, I'm very happy with that. And I do believe, I think when he reviewed it, since then we have added all of this outside of the orange ones that just never got done, right? Like we've done, all of this. He has seen the game since. He's seen the game since about here. I think this he saw. I believe he hasn't seen any of these. Green. I can fucking list these ones off, It's gonna be nice. Toby, I ended up doing that. I was gonna get Ruben. It was an interesting story. I was gonna talk about before, but I didn't. Nice. We didn't do this completely. That was unfortunate, but we sort of changed it anyway, so that's fine. But yeah. So the rest of those are pretty much done. These are done. It's gonna be nice to see this all done, but so in regards to the yeah, I was roughly talking about the thing, but I went on a tangent and I lost focus. It was kind of entertaining because so Ruben Ruben this is really me. So, surely you get an 80, at least, I believe. I was considering, I think, the place that I put it without... here's the thing, I don't want to toot my own horn, right? I don't want to toot my own or our own horn, nor do I want to, in the sense of, like, I don't want to, like, overestimate and then get disappointed. I also don't want to underestimate. Like, I could say, it's going to pass, you know? We'll at least get a 50. True. I think, unless something fundamentally is wrong, we'll at least get a 50. And if that, you know, I think, yeah. And that's true. But, like, the game, yeah, I think it's one of those things where I think we don't have really a basis in terms of completion. Our game was 10 times more complete than the other games, really, and I don't want to show off the other games because I can say this now because this is you know, is what it is. But of course, the games only. Our game was fundamentally way more complete than everybody else's, but these could be different now, right? Those, I would hope, are fundamentally complete by now because, you know, this was a submission. So, you know, you would bloody well hope they're bloody well completed. But as of last week, can you show... Yeah, I can show the games in private probably tomorrow or something, maybe. Maybe after stream briefly, but because I'm probably ending stream anyway soon. Actually, I will end stream now because I am fucking pretty much done anyway. I'm exhausted, but yeah, the other games were a bit fundamentally incomplete. Some of them were just issues that were kind of the way the cookie was going to crumble, but so some of the other ones were... Sorry, my thing's on an angle because my fucking... There we go. The other ones are kind of like... What? Dude, what am I doing? No, I'm doing crazy. But yeah, some of them were like fundamentally just like... It was... No, I want to say... Like, some... Like, yeah, I think the best way of putting it is some things they did a lot better than us. I think some of the artwork... I think... In terms of the artwork, our one was probably the least good-looking artwork, maybe. I think you could debate between two games. Our one was the most simplistic and I guess basic artwork. But I would also argue that ours was probably the most consistent artwork. Outside of maybe one other game that might contend with us. So there was that, and then our code was just complete. Some of the other games had some complex stuff. Like, I'll hand it off to them, dude. They had some complex games. But one thing that I believe I personally did very good for our team, and I did talk about it in my, you know, personal post-mortem, was, like, I was a team leader, right? Effective team leader. Like, I wasn't the designated, like, there wasn't like, okay, we're having a team leader, you're the team leader, Toby. There wasn't necessarily that. I was effectively the team leader. I made sure that everything got done, okay? So I'm going to call myself the team leader because that effectively was my role, right? Like, we didn't specify that fucking AU was the coder, but he was the fucking coder, right? So, Yeah, and like for me, like I had a, I you know, it was a pretty, it wasn't a hard job because it wasn't a hard job, but it was just you do have to constantly be focusing, right? Like it's like a thing of where is everybody at? You need to know where everybody's at because if you don't know where everybody's at, like what the fuck's Bobby doing? What the fuck's Jimmy doing? Right? If somebody's done, you have to give them a new task. You have to update the task list. You have to do all that mumbo jumbo. If somebody's having trouble, go Abe. You need to help fucking Chris. His fucking shit's not working. Stuff like that. So there is a bit of work in that involved. It's not hard, right? Anybody from our team could have done it, right? But that was kind of just, I guess, my role that I ended up getting fit into. I believe that some of the other teams kind of needed. We were never told to have designated team leaders, and I think that was maybe what the struggle was with them. As there were things like one game had really awesome, like super good text prop up, right? Like very very good. Like think like Undertale and stuff. Like not like AAA level, but it was very unique. Well, I wouldn't say unique, but it was about as good as like Undertale, maybe Pokemon, stuff like that, right? With some minor issues, but that I would assume it got fixed since then. Minor being like maybe the text goes off. That's a fix. That's not too hard. It's just something that needs to get done as well. But yeah, so sorry, I just haven't been liking everybody's work, so I've been doing some stuff. Sorry. But yeah, so there are some fundamental things, and it's really hard for me to gauge where the other teams were, especially because the last week they was when everything started piecing together. Our game was like fundamentally complete, like fucking second, third weekend, right? It was just adding more levels, adding more shit to it, improving it. The other games were like fully like have you seen like some of them you could argue were nobody outside of our team made like a grey box. Our team, I think, was the only team that made a grey box. So of the submissions that I saw, our team was the only game that had a grey box. So not a literal grey box, but it had a grey box phase where it's like very basic artwork and stuff like that to signify, but our what you would classify as horizontal slice, which is level being complete, effectively, to like a very good level. I don't think we really necessarily did a horizontal slice, and arguably I could have utilized a lot of these actual team management fucking techniques like horizontal and vertical slicing. No, vertical slicing is what I'm talking about. We had a horizontal slice because that's just something that goes effectively throughout. Vertical slice is what I was more referring to. Vertical slice is when you have a feature complete area or level, stuff like that. It's like all done up. So if you want to look at some like something like in the sense of like you're presenting something, for example, like what the game's going to look like in the end, it's generally referred to from my understanding. If I got my terms correct, it's called a horizontal slice. Vertical slice, I can't remember as much. It's, I think, something more like the game is either one or two things, and I can't remember which one it is. It's either like once everything's kind of in, even if it's in grey boxy, it's just everything's in. So you've got pretty much everything's like you got all your levels, all the stuff. Because generally, when you have like unlimited time to an extent, you would do these sorts of things. We kind of ran into the issue. You got fucking 5-6 weeks. You got to get shit done ASAP. You can't dilly dally with all this shit. Sorry, I'm just getting pings. The sorry, I'm just seeing a bit of stuff. So yeah, yeah, a lot of the other games, it's kind of hard to judge. I can't I can say like they were incomplete by the time that we were reviewing it. That's true, right? Like you couldn't deny that. But also, their game now might be fundamentally better than ours. It could be more advanced. It could be a lot of that sort of stuff. Our game was the thing that we did well. Is our game is fundamentally complete, right? It was a very simple game by design. With an extent, our game was very unique though. We did it's a Sokoban shooter, right? Sokoban, we have literal, thing of we had 9 people do our final questionnaire, and a lot of those were the same people, so I was able to do it. Of the 9 people, and here's the thing, you may be like, 9's not really big for in regards to graphs. Yeah, but getting people to play the game is hard to fucking do because a lot of people play it. Not many people fucking answer questionnaires. We sent the game out to probably around 50 people. Of that, only 2 people questionnaire it in regards to of the class, for example. So, and some of those times it was the teacher as well who was fucking doing that. So there was only one other person. So pretty lackluster in terms of the other other class members, but so we really had to go. It was effectively I pretty much was the main guy behind fucking doing all those questionnaires, submissions. So yeah, it was quite a 9 was about as good as we're gonna get, and the like I have it all in front of me. Like for example, of the 9 responses, 66.7% of people play almost daily, including daily, and 33.3% of players that played our game play once a week. Interesting engagement. You got to ask these sorts of questions. I mean, another one was, for example, do you play the following genre of games? And we have Sokoban, Shooter, Pixel Art, Puzzle. Shooter has 8. 8 responses out of 9, so 88.9% of players. Only 2 people, so 22.2% of players have played Sokoban games before. Point in case, Sokoban's not very, large. And because we're doing some of our responses are from game devs, fellow game devs, that's decreased. A lot of us have played very unique games as, for other classes and stuff like that. So we have to play these sorts of games. I've made Sokoban games prior to this, right? One of them anyway, in class. So it kind of, because we've all made them, sometimes you got to write it down as you've played Sokobans, because you've played your game that you've made. So it gets interesting. So yeah, I guess to sum it up, Sokoban's small, Shooter's pretty big, dude. Almost everyone apart from one person had played shooter games. That means that Shooter, lots of people, Sokoban, not many. If we can bring Shooter people into Sokoban, you're combining 2 big genres. Well, a small genre, a niche. You got a niche, and you're bringing a big genre into it. That's big brain. Okay, so we're pretty big brain when it came to some of these ideas and stuff like that. Very excited to see how everything goes. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna summarize and end it here. But thank you guys all for watching. This has not been a very good stream on my end. I apologize. Tomorrow's stream will be more interesting. We're pretty much done with class. Tomorrow's my last day of class for the whole year. Year 1 complete. I have one more assessment due. Fucking next Friday. Okay, it got extended. Some fucking shit. I can't be bothered explaining that shit. Maybe I'll explain it tomorrow because I'm fucking exhausted right now. But I hate that class. I hate it. Traditional art. I fucking hate traditional art. Biggest piece of shit. So yeah, that one I'm gonna have to do in my own time, and that's just gonna be annoying. But anyway, that's not something that should be bothering you guys too much, though. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. I'll catch you tomorrow after our presentation. I might be late to stream again tomorrow. Our class ends at 5:30, I believe. Yeah, 5:30. 5:30. Stream starts at 7. Maybe I eat dinner. So fucking late. Or maybe we're still working on the game. Some minor extra little touches. Yeah. So we'll see. But I'll definitely try to stream tomorrow unless there's some major issue. But apart from that, yeah, hopefully it's better than fucking the stream, because the stream was a bit chaotic for you guys, sorry. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and catch you later. See you. Bye-bye. Watch our trailer, by the way. I also uploaded to the thing. You know, watch the trailer if you're interested and seeing some more about the game. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and catch you later. Bye-bye.